what's going on, everyone? This is Zach with StrictlyShisha, and who am I joined with today?
Hey guys, it's Amala.
And Amala, tell us about your beautiful hookah setup.
I am smoking a Starbucks stem with a boho base, and we are smoking pure FML today with a lotus on top, 3 titanium coals, and it's smoking pretty well so far. We just put on the coals a couple minutes ago.
She did a fantastic job of packing this, and her hookah setup is beautiful. These Checkmate bohos are, I've actually never seen one in real life. This is a work of art. I really like it. It's a very good setup.
It smokes really well, consistently great. Starbucks stems, literally the best stems out there on the market right now.
I agree, yeah. Very good quality. And hers, she said she's taken it around to places. I mean, she's been everywhere with it, and it is standing the test of time. I mean, the finishing on this will just still look perfect. And one thing I have always seen with these genie style bases is the restriction. I've heard a lot about the restriction, and I've smoked out of some with the restriction, and there's absolutely no restriction to this. I mean, it smokes perfectly. I mean, the Starbucks is wide open, so when you complement it with a slightly restricted base, I mean, I could see why you wouldn't really notice, but I mean, this is smoking perfectly.
Yeah, it's a great setup. Dropped it a couple of times. Definitely been through the test of time, and I really don't think that 5-year warranty off of Starbucks is gonna come into play anytime soon.
Maybe on the 6th year, but we
hope not.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So what do you think about FML?
I know that everyone's said that it's like possibly unsmokable, but honestly, this is like one of my favorite flavors as of right now.
So it's not unsmokable, it's smokable?
It's definitely smokable.
I'm not crazy?
No, you're definitely not crazy.
Okay. Have you smoked it since the very beginning, since we put the coals on to right now?
Yeah, it's smoking really well. We packed it right to the top. 3 coals on top. It's smoking really well. It basically tastes like a peppermint candy cane from like the holidays. Perfect holiday flavor. Definitely one of my best flavors out there right now.
So this is one of your top favorites, okay? I really enjoyed it. I haven't smoked this in a few weeks. And I'm getting back to this, and I realized why I like it so much. I mean, it's smoking fantastically. Still cold and refreshing as I remember it. So I'm still supporting this flavor. Still a great flavor.
Yeah.
Earlier, we've already talked for like an hour now. We'll just kind of recap what we talked about. We were talking about the Samsaris earlier, the Bowl by Cloud. And that's kind of the talk of the town. So what do you think about it?
I think it's definitely going to be a game changer. I definitely think it's going to be something that I will add to my collection.
So you are going to pick one up?
Definitely going to pick one up as soon as 5-star gets them in. It'll definitely be one of my orders.
And by the way, little insider information from Amala. She's talked to them, and it's not their fault. They're having some trouble actually receiving them, so not just being lazy or anything. So I'm sure as soon as they get them in, they will get them out to you guys as soon as possible. Because I know I'm waiting for mine too, so yeah, it's not their fault.
They'll definitely get them in, and you should definitely pick one up. Perfect price, not too expensive at all, and it'll pair perfectly with like your Lotus. So you might as well pick it up.
If you're a Lotus user, this is a must-have. Without even smoking it, I'm going to tell you this is going to be a must-have bowl if you are a Lotus user. But right now we're using the Harmony, and I mean this is a great pair as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So earlier you were telling me how you've kind of strayed away from Tangiers. What have you been smoking these days?
I have been smoking, other than pure, I've been smoking Haze, lime it up quite a lot. I have been trying out their new flavors.
We just finished a bowl of that. It was great. It
was pretty good. I actually just made a couple of different orders, so I'm hoping to get those flavors in soon, try them out. I've been definitely straying away from Tangiers lately. Hasn't just been my cup of tea. I'm definitely starting to lean more into Haze and pure. Maybe I'll try out Trifecta soon. Yeah,
try out Trifecta. Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of I'm going through a phase, I guess, and that Tangiers for me is not what I'm liking. I'm not just liking those robust tobacco notes. I'm liking more just like straight flavoring and just not that really heavy buzz and stuff like that. So I'm moving more towards modern shishas these days. I still have a big respect for Tangiers, but it's just not what I'm liking these days. So Haze is my new kick. I'm loving Haze. I smoke everything Haze. Like, when I'm not smoking Haze, I'm like thinking about Haze. If you guys probably seen my videos, hopefully, if you watch my videos maybe, on Trifecta, they're putting out some great stuff, very unique flavors. They're not just putting out flavors that everyone's done, very mundane flavors that everyone's keep doing. Everything they're putting out is just new to the market, and it's very cool, and I like it. And so definitely check them out, and obviously just give myself a little, check out my reviews and my giveaway on Trifecta if you want to smoke it for free. So are you thinking about picking some up?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be in the next couple of weeks. I'll definitely pick up an order that I want to check out like all their flavors that they have. I'm waiting for Haze's. Apparently they're coming out with a couple of new flavors. Definitely apparently they're coming out with a chai flavor that I'm really excited to try. I'm a huge chai fan, both with tobacco and with drinking it. So, you know, if they can nail chai, that'll probably be on my top favorite list then.
I've heard it's fantastic. So it's funny because I was actually waiting for her to smoke it. And I couldn't remember who I was waiting for, but I've been waiting to smoke it. So now I know who it was, and we can smoke a bowl together. So I'm excited for that too. What a mint. I smoked through maybe about 250 of what a mint. I'm getting some more soon. It was good flavor. Someone mentioned that they tasted some mint and a Welsh cream to it. I don't know if I'm getting that yet. Every bowl I've smoked with, I haven't really been sober, so I need to kind of really smoke it and pay attention to it and really kind of pick some things out there. But I haven't really gotten into the flavor yet. But it's really nice so far from what I remember. So we should check out what a mint too.
I definitely should. I'm a huge mint fan. I need to try out Pure's. What is it? Fresh mint
by Pure?
Yeah, I definitely need to try out that. Apparently that's one of the best mint flavors out there. I accidentally forgot it in my order, so I'm going to have to make another order really soon. The Pure so far Pure FML has definitely been hitting the spot for me.
For me, the fresh mint is more like a mint leaf flavoring. You're getting that, like the name, the fresh mint, you know, not just super cold peppermint. You're actually getting like natural mint leaf flavor, which is kind of cool. It's different. And with these tobacco companies, it's really hard to kind of really capture some of those authentic and like real fruits and obviously like whatever, not really a vegetable, I guess it's a plant, but mint leaf, you know, it's really hard to capture those flavors. And Pure was able to do that with their fresh mint, so that's why I really like it.
One thing I really like about FML is the fact that it's extremely cold, but it's more like you're smoking a combination of Vicks and a bunch of like crushed candy canes. So it's like the best of both worlds.
She actually has a box of candy canes over there, and she's like, it's just literally like eating like 10 of these at one time. So I feel the same way. And I always love peppermint. It's funny, if you ask me my favorite candle scent, I don't even like candles, but growing up we always had this one candle at home, and it was like a Christmas candy cane candle, and that's what it reminds me of, like a childhood memory of this candle at home. So it's a great flavor. You mentioned you placed an order. What did you order?
So I ordered obviously Mango by Pure. I ordered Mojito Splash from Pure. I ordered Sub-Zero. I'm not a huge Pon fan. That licorice taste isn't like something that I normally enjoy, but I tried it over at our local Smoke Lounge when Hayes came by to visit. Huge shout out to House of Hookah for hosting that event.
And Hayes too. Can't leave you guys out.
And they bought a couple of, you know, packets of their Sub-Zero, and that hands down is like a combination of menthol and Pon. I think it's gonna be like one of my daily smokes.
Did you say licorice? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really get that from Pon. I'm just getting like the straight. If you ever Pon to me is like what is it, like an Indian spice blend?
Yeah.
And you guys, it's like sometimes in chewing tobacco and stuff we call it Pon. But me, it's just like very florally, and I don't really get licorice flavor because I don't really like licorice that much. Like in Starbucks Black Mint or Double Apple, that anise, like Star of Anise, or that black licorice flavoring, I don't really get that from Sub-Zero. I'm just getting more of like a floral menthol. So maybe you might like it. If you don't like licorice, then I think you'll like it because I don't get any licorice from it. And I don't like licorice.
Exactly. So like Pon is made like a bunch of different ways, and sometimes they put like fennel seeds in there, which is like definitely like has a licorice taste to it. But when I smoked Sub-Zero, it was just, you know, this great light Pon flavor in the background with some menthol and a little bit of mint, and it's honestly such a good smoke. A couple of my buddies are really into smoking Pon, and I know that they'll definitely jump on board with that.
Brownie love anything Pon.
Yeah, seriously. Literally, like, that's like what they...
If you smoke Pon, they'll smoke it, even though they never smoked hookah before. Oh, you smoking Pon? Okay, let's try it.
It's like one of like the most ordered flavors, like, from Atlanta, I think. Ordered that. I ordered Hayes, Frozen Lakes, and then we ordered a couple of hoses. to try out. I ordered the new aluminum D hose.
Okay. What color did you get?
Gold and black.
That golden looks sick. I saw a picture on Instagram and that thing looks sick. I wish I got the gold one. I have a black one and it looks great, but the gold one it's gonna pair so nicely with this. How do you like this one though? How is it holding up? Ghosting, draw? Tell me more about it.
So the Dream Hose definitely doesn't have any ghosting at all whatsoever in it. Just like a quick little wash and like it's good to go. I have broken a tip though. Got a replacement, and this replacement I think is a little bit thicker glass than the original one that I got. And
it's a little bit more the mouthpiece for mine even, and I probably one of the original ones. It's a little bit more open in there, so it doesn't really change the draw at all. But I just happen to notice that the newer tips that you buy, I mean they're all handmade glass, so they're gonna be a little bit different. But these new ones tend to have a little bit bigger opening here.
Yeah, it's a really great hose. I really enjoy using it. I try and use it just like for my personal sessions, just because I don't want it to be dropped.
But how easy was it to break? Like, did you like throw it off a building, or like tell me about it? Because I throw mine around. I mean, half the time it's like sitting on the couch. I'm sitting on it. Like, was it easy to break, or was it like?
So I actually broke it at House of Hookah, and one of my buddies was smoking it, and he just laid it down on the couch, and he got up and knocked it over onto the concrete floors because they have concrete floors. And it didn't break completely, just like chipped off of it, but obviously I'm not trying to like cut my mouth while I'm smoking, or I would have kept it.
Okay, so it's still pretty good quality.
Yeah, still pretty good quality. It like doesn't shatter, but it's holding up pretty well right now.
Now one thing I'm noticing, we're just kind of go free flow, like we're not really have an agenda to talk about, but I'm noticing as we're passing it back and forth, the hookah is wobbling a little bit because of the weight of the hose. And that's one of my downfalls. So actually this is my only downfall of this hose is the weight. And the material is constructed of essentially such high quality. Whatever, it's just, it absorbs like lint. It's like the big lint magnet, and it just kind of gets caught on the couch. Do you experience anything like that with it? And I kind of just put words into your mouth and told you to think that way now, but how do you feel about this hose and the weight and things like that?
So I don't smoke this one if I'm smoking with a bunch of people. It gets caught. It's a little bit too heavy to pass around. With two people it works pretty well, but it does like add a little bit of weight. And it could potentially be a problem, but the thing is that I have a feeling that the aluminum hose I think is a little bit thinner.
It's a little bit, and I can't prove that anyway, but just by feeling in my hand, I mean just the littlest bit of more malleability, which, I mean even the littlest bit makes a difference to me when it comes to passing this hose around. So it seems a little bit more malleable, which is one of my biggest concerns with this. I mean if you smoke a fancy hose and you smoke this, it's like smoking a 10-pound hose. If you just compare them, it's so different.
So I know that like I've had this for probably like, I don't know, maybe like a little less than a year. So like with a little bit of time, it gets away that like sticky feeling that picks up literally anything. But it ends up like working out pretty well, especially for a single session. But when I'm smoking around with friends, I usually just get something that's a little bit more pliable, like a Starbuzz hose or a Thunder hose or something along those lines.
Still one of my favorite everyday hoses, the Starbuzz washable hose. We picked them up at $8.99. $8.99, and although they'll get shorter over time because they do kink and you have to cut them. They do get shorter over time, but for $8.99 they are the best value in the game for me. I mean, I don't like to smoke hoses for too long just for cleanliness reasons. I leave them around or whatever, and they're at someone's apartment, and I don't, whatever. So I don't smoke them for more than a couple months, and so for me, for $8.99, I throw it away, but I enjoy the session with it, and I'm not smoking out of this cheap fancy hose. So for me, it's just the best option.
I definitely agree with that, especially like with smoking with friends and whatnot. It's just, a lot easier to like think about when like you're moving things around, and it's a lot easier to pack because this thing is impossible to fold until you have like the original box to put it back into. Yeah. And then from the final thing that I ended up ordering are actually the new titanium cube coals.
Cubes, we're waiting for you guys.
We ordered a 10 kilo box. We're going to split that and we're going to see how they work. I'm really excited because apparently they work really well with the cloud. And that's like, I don't use foil anymore because of the cloud. Yeah. So I'm super excited about that. I
heard rumors about John putting out cubes months and months ago. I've been waiting for them. Finally he put them out. I think they're going to be fantastic. Obviously, the titanium flats are amazing. Everyone loves them, so I'm sure it's the same recipe, same composition. So it's just going to work just as well, just a little bit larger. Elongate your session a little bit longer because you don't have to swap out coals as much. And for me, cubes are just less hassle. Like right now, we're just kind of hanging out and just whatever. And once the coals die down, we're like, okay, well, we can put another round on. Or might as well over there. Might as well pack another bowl. You know what I mean? Let's get a little more length out of the session. For me, you don't have to worry about really going up there and putting new coals on every 40 minutes, you know?
Yeah,
so
that's
great.
One of the great things that I love about the Cloud is that it just manages heat really well. So the fact that I can, like, you know, pack a bowl, make it last probably like around an hour and a half, 2 hours easily.
Even longer. It all depends on how you pack and your style of smoking. If you don't like smoking, obviously when the flavor is slightly diminished a little bit, then obviously for you the session is over. But some people smoke, as long as there's something coming out, then they'll still smoke. So you can get hours and hours out of these things. It all depends on your preference. And that's why you hear people talk about, oh, I smoke for X amount of time, or I smoke for 3 hours, I smoke for 45 minutes. It's all your preference on what you like out of your session. If you like, you know, the full flavor, then you might only go an hour, you know. But if you just don't really care about the flavor and you just want smoke, then you can just load on the coals, you know, second round, third round, just keep going, right? So how long do you usually smoke for?
If I'm smoking by myself, it's usually around like an hour and a half. Just because, you know, I mean, it's either because I'm tired or I have something else to do and I have to leave. But if I'm smoking with friends, we can usually, especially if like we're like drinking and having a good time, it's definitely going to be, you know, 4 or 5 hours of smoking, if not more. We actually just went up to a cabin a couple of months ago, and I want to say that we packed at least, you know, 6-7 bowls in like probably like 24 hours, just because.
That's someone's night. Some people do that every night, but I can't do that. I can't go through 6 bowls in one night by myself. I would cry.
Yeah.
I smoked when I did 5 cents a cup. I smoked the whole 100 grams in one day, and I was dying. I was literally dying. But I wanted to put out the review, and I wanted to smoke in every setup possible. But after 3 bowls by myself, or 4 bowls by myself, I was dying. I could not handle it. I don't know how people smoke that every night.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, but the thing is that I also don't smoke every night. It's more of like a casual relaxation while I'm studying or whatever. But I'm definitely excited for those coals. They'll make a session a little bit easier.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
We're going to like them. Okay, so have you seen that apple on top carbon hose?
Yes, I have.
What do you think about that?
I think it's interesting. I feel like it's honestly kind of like a dream hose, but I honestly just don't think it's worth the money.
You don't think it's worth the money?
No.
At like $59, you wouldn't buy it?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't buy it either. If you guys are interested in what we're talking about, the apple on top carbon one hose, I think J-Nuck has one, Hookah Nugga, and so does AOJ. They both have reviews on that, and they really like them. For if you are someone who is a hookah enthusiast and you want the next best thing and you want the flashy hose to, you know, just improve the aesthetic of your hookah, then that is a beautiful hose, and obviously will add to the look of your hookah. For me, it's overpriced, and I can't afford to spend $59 on just a hose. You know what I mean? That's like a bunch of new flavors and maybe a new accessory even to try out. So for me, it's just not worth it. Like I said, I throw hoses away. I'm not one to keep hoses for a really long time, so it's just not a good investment for me. But it's a great looking hose. I heard the draw is fantastic. They've had it for like maybe a month or two, and they just said it'll probably stand the test of time because of the build quality. So it looks pretty cool.
It looks pretty cool. But I am not a person that, you know, picks up consistently the greatest things out there. So I try and actually like stick with the things that I know that I'll enjoy and things that'll last last time. So obviously, like, I would drop $200 on a stem easily, just because 5 years warranty looks great. Like, it's always like a showstopper when I bring it over to someone's house.
Yeah, I like it, and her color combination with the gray is it's a beautiful hookah. And like I said, if you're looking for a new hookah, I mean, I still say, people ask me all the time, what's the next hookah to buy? It's a Starbuzz stem. You can go, I mean, all these other brands. I have everything. Omas, I have Starbuzz, I have Shika, Farida, but I mean, the most well-rounded hookah I own is the Starbuzz stem. It's the most versatile stem, so I really like it.
Yeah, and the fact that it is in Ghost just like makes it so much better. I know that I had a problem of ghosting with my old hookah. If I smoked, you know, Tangier's Cane Mint in there, it just ended up, you know, still hinting whenever I smoked it with any other flavor. So the fact that like I can just like, you know, run it with water every other like smoke and it works perfectly fine. It's pretty good.
Have you smoked the apple on top bowl?
No, I actually have not.
What do you think about that?
I think it's something interesting to try out, but I honestly am a diehard Lotus like fan.
See, I've heard mixed things. I heard if you're someone who likes really long sessions and you don't mind packing a bunch of tobacco in there, then it's amazing because you can just keep loading on rounds and rounds of coals and you'll be getting full flavor and full smoke throughout. And I've heard people, I mean, standard 2 or 3 hours, no problem with the apple on top. When I first saw it, actually Wayne from California, he had one and he wasn't a big fan of it. He just said he was a very conservative shisha user and he didn't like to waste so much shisha. He just didn't see the point of it. And he also liked to switch out flavors and stuff, so he didn't like it because he had to pack so much tobacco in there. So after his kind of, he was really turned off by it. I just really didn't pay it any attention. And I guess we're both on Hookah Enthusiast. After it's got a lot of recognition on Hookah Enthusiast and people really liking it. So I think I'm going to give it a try. The design makes perfect sense. I mean, it looks like it would work great. Just other than having to pack so much shisha in there, I mean, other than that, it looks like it might work.
Yeah, I know that after smoking Tangiers for a while, and dense packing it, you would use quite a lot of tobacco. So in general, I like to stick to smaller amounts of tobacco is like the best deal for me, just because I like to, last out my tobacco as much as possible.
Yeah, I smoke through. But lately I haven't been as much because I'm trying to just really swap through flavors just to try more stuff. But I mean, I'm typically a 2-round guy, like at least 2-round guy. I mean, I go 2 rounds with foil or with the Lotus, and I mean, I try to smoke through every last gram of that shisha, but I don't know. I'm definitely considering picking up the apple on top. The price point is a little high from what I want to spend on a new bowl, but I'm considering picking one up. If I find one for a good deal, I'm going to pick one up and do a review for you guys.
Yeah, definitely let me know how that goes. I think that my next accessory is definitely going to be the new Cloud Bowl, though. That's what I'm definitely waiting for. I'm really excited for that. The minimal amounts of tobacco, the fact that it fits perfectly with the Lotus, the fact that it's so snug that you can literally hold it upside down.
Yeah, you can hold it upside down. It's kind of cool. And it's going to be completely sealed, so you're just going to get the best possible heat and, the airflow. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about that.
Anything else new really coming to the market?
Not that I have heard of or know of, but you're obviously more versed in this than I am.
No, everything new, you guys probably have already heard about. I will be, like I said, I've mentioned so many videos, I'm very excited. For me to go to Vegas in 2 weeks is, the best thing in the whole wide world. That's all I think about these days. Last year, I watched that 3-hour-long video of the summary of the Tobacco Expo over there. So I'm going over there, so hopefully I'll keep you guys updated if I see anything new. But, that for me is going to be an amazing experience. What do you think about glass hookahs?
If I was into collecting them, I would definitely pick up one. There's a company over on Etsy called Arch Hookahs.
Oh my god, you like those?
They look interesting.
I make fun of the design all the time.
They look interesting. They look like the Batman symbol.
Okay, I think this is the dumbest looking hookahs in the world.
They're interesting. I definitely wouldn't drop the amount of money on a hookah that potentially could break extremely easily.
It's so funny you mentioned Arch Hookah of all hookahs. Wayne, that's what we always make fun of, the Arch Hookah. That thing is funny looking. But I see it on Etsy too, it's funny.
That's definitely one of the things that because I'm on Etsy quite a lot just because I like vintage looking things, and it's popped up a couple of times. I know there's a couple other major brands out there that make great quality glass hookahs.
I want a Zara. C70 so bad, but those things are so expensive.
They are expensive.
I want one so bad. But the cheapest I've ever seen was $400, and I was like, do I really want to spend $400 on glass? My Fumo bowl cracked. I get another bowl thing's $35 or something, and I really feel like spending money on just the bowl that only fits the Fumo. But overall I like the Fumo. It's just, to me, it's so much to think about.
Yeah.
I can't just carefree smoke with someone. Every time someone looks at the hookah, I'm like be careful. Don't crack it, don't knock it over.
Yeah, even with this, I'm very particular. It's a glass base. You don't want anything to happen to it. People have broken bases before over it. House of Hookah, that happens quite a lot. So if I'm putting the time and money into ordering one, researching for one, I definitely wouldn't get one. But if I had the money to buy a hookah for the fun of it, I would try one out.
Okay. Any brand in particular you looked at other than Arch Hookah? We're gonna disregard that.
No, but there was actually one in one of your reviews that you smoked out of. I want to say you actually smoked FML out of it.
Oh, the Fumo.
Yeah.
The tank, yeah. Yeah, that one I like. Fumo, the quality of the glass is great. I've seen some other glass hookahs, smoked a few other glass hookahs, and the quality of glass on the Fumo is the only reason I like it. They're very simplistic in design, they're not very elaborate. And their versatility is terrible, but the quality of the actual unit is great. That's the only reason why I bought it. I mean, you can't use other bowls with it. I mean, the purges are all separate and expensive. All that about Fumo is negative, but the quality on that unit, I'm not... Honestly, if I drop that thing, I'm confident it'll be fine. But do I want to drop it? No. But I've seen other glass hookahs, especially the Chinese-made ones, the lower-end ones, and I know I'm going to flick that thing, or I'm going to put that bowl on. You know, when you're... A lot of people, that's actually a big problem with glass hookahs. When they're putting that bowl on and they're shoving it down, is a lot of times when they break it. So the Fumo, I'm not really worried about that.
I know, just like, because I smoke a lot with a lot of people, this is actually the first time that I've smoked with just one person and I've gone through 2 bowls. If I go through more than 1 bowl, it's usually with like 4 or 5 other people. And I definitely would not want that around with other people. Just knowing how other people are, knock over really easily. Someone could kick it, like...
And, I mean, if you knock this down, like, it's sad to say your $100 base goes down the drain, but you buy another base perfectly that'll fit this, you know?
Yeah.
And your Starbucks one will be perfectly fine. You break that hookah, I mean, you break one part of that hookah, and the whole hookah is negated. Like, you mean? Yeah. You break one piece of a glass hookah, and you can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Definitely. That's why this Starbucks stem is definitely worth it. I've dropped it on pavement, not a scratch on it. Like, nothing has happened to it. Great finish on it. Definitely worth the money, I think. Over a glass hookah. If you're a novelty smoker, if you enjoy like picking up the coolest things around, a glass hookah is definitely something that you would.
People love them. You walk into a room and someone's smoking a glass hookah, and every time I smoke a glass hookah, and I'm like, people walking like, oh my god, that's so pretty, and I got like fruit in the base and like colors, and people just think it's the coolest thing in the whole wide world. I don't really care. I get better sessions out of this. So and people talk about the purity of flavor. I don't know if I really get a pure flavor out of my glass hookah. I mean, it's clean. And I can see if it's clearly dirty, and I really can't see if the inside of my stems are dirty. But I mean, I keep my stuff decently clean, and I kind of keep... I mean, so everything's pretty pure for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Especially with, like, a setup like this, or, you know, any other hookah, if you take, like, the little extra time to make sure that it's cleaned properly... You'll
get a good session.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
For me, hookah is also very simplistic. Growing through this hobby, it's kind of pushed me into being a little more particular, taking more time, but... For me, hookah is still very simplistic. You know what I mean? I don't want to spend so much time and hassle thinking about a bowl. It should be easy. It should be relaxing. It should be social. I shouldn't be, you know, spending 3 hours to pack this bowl a certain way and worrying about it. You know what I mean? It should just be 2 friends hanging out, enjoying, and not having to worry, you know? So for me, that's what it's all about.
Definitely. Do you put, like, stuff in your base? Like ice, or... I know people put milk in there. Some people put...
Okay, so you want to know the first time I put milk in my base? Okay, so this was like 5-something, however many years ago, I was like in high school. We overpacked a bowl of Nakla. I think we overpacked a bowl, and this was like back when people like didn't smoke Nakla, it wasn't overpacked. Overpacked a bowl of Nakla, and we put milk in the base. And it was hitting great, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it was any smooth or anything. But we poured the milk out, and the milk was sour. And to me, just knowing that, like, I don't think anything belongs in your base other than water. I may put food coloring every once in a while at a party just to look cool for a second. I may put maybe a fruit or 2 just when I'm trying to look cool, but I don't think it makes a difference. So yeah, it's really nice smoking with you today.
Yeah, it was
Thank you for having me over. And she packs a good bowl. The second bowl she packed for me, and I'm loving it. So, like I always tell people, everyone has their own style of doing things, and I mean, she does it slightly different than I do, but she's getting great results, so it's amazing.
I've actually watched a bunch of your videos on how to pack, and I've made my own little tweaks. I've still got to try out that Tangiers pack that you posted.
The one with the like donut thing.
Yeah.
The toddy pack. Yeah. I'm not much for the Lotus with Tangiers, but if I was going to use the Lotus with Tangiers, that toddy pack, I can have it as an experimental pack video. That one worked really well, so you definitely should try it out.
I'll definitely do it. I think I tried it out when I wasn't sober. Didn't work out that well.
Packing hookah when you're not sober, same thing with me. It doesn't work out very well.
That's why you just get, haze.
Haze? Yeah, haze is the easiest tobacco in the world. You underpack it, overpack it.
Yeah.
You pack it this high off the rim, it'll be fine. But is there anything you want to say to anyone? Anyone you say hi to? Do you have anyone who might be worthy of you to say hi to on this?
I actually don't know that many people in the hookah community, but huge shout out to 5 Star for this recent order. Great customer service. I think it shipped out today. Literally, I made my order on Sunday, shipped out on Monday. Yeah,
I was actually telling her, I was like, oh, let me modify something or make a note. She's like, no, it already shipped. And I'm like, really? Like, already? Like, Sunday, Monday? It's already shipped? That's great. So, turnaround time, 5 Star, these days has been great. So, that works.
I'm definitely excited to see that package. It's gonna be a heavy package, but it's gonna be an
Got
awesome
a lounge
package.
box in it. I hope it's heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Hookah Enthusiast. I think that's where, did we kind of meet on there, kind of maybe? Actually, the coolest thing, I'll tell you a quick story. So the coolest thing for me was recently when I walked into House of Hookah, which is not a hookah bar I frequent. And I walk in and it's busy and I don't really frequent there. I don't really know anyone there. And I just walk in and I'm like waiting to be seated, kind of looking around like, oh, this is, I'm not comfortable there, but it's not like my home lounge, you know what I mean? And I walk in there, and what did you just say when I walked in?
I was like, hey, it's Strictly Shisha.
Yeah, she's like, StrictlyShisha's making an appearance. I'm like, oh, wait, did I just hear that? And a friend of mine looks at me, he's like, Zach, what? And she's like, Zach, and I'm like, this girl knows my name? Like, I don't know what's going on here, you know? So that was a really cool experience for me. Someone actually recognized me, like outside of like, you know, just where I usually am. So that was a really cool experience for me. And so we met kind of, you know, on YouTube and Hookah Enthusiast, and she's just a wonderful person, so I'm really enjoying smoking future bowls and stuff with you.
Definitely. I enjoy your reviews, and I'm enjoying like the talk that we've been having. It's been about hookah, it's been about a bunch of other things. It's been a good session. I've definitely enjoyed this.
It was a pleasure.
Definitely was.
Cool. Well, thank you guys very much for watching this. I know it might be a little long, and we talked about like 100 different things, but actually we probably talked for like an hour before this and kind of recapped some of the things we talked about. So appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very, very much, and stay tuned for more stuff. Bye. Want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye. See you guys. Bye.